We have our final game of the night as the Houston Rockets trying to end this series as they lead 2-1. They were up in the series 2-0 but could not capitalize. We'll see if they can here. And the Clippers coming off some momentum at least, winning that game 3. We'll see how that changes things in game 4. Big game, what are the keys for the Clippers to come out and avoid what's been the narrative tonight, all the series ending in game 4?
Well, they're going to need Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who, as we talked about in almost every game so far in the playoffs, we're going to need those guys. The Clippers are going to need those guys to step up and win them this game. Paul George had a great game 3, allowed the Clippers to win. We haven't seen Kawhi Leonard really have a breakout game, score 25 plus yet. We could see that tonight. If you're the Rockets, you played great in LA. You struggled at home, still have yet to win a home playoff game. But Russ Westbrook and James Harden. And one of those two has to go off, and we've seen Westbrook has done it in most games so far in these playoffs, and he's carried them to wins. But James Harden, he's kind of an X factor. He hasn't gotten the ball as much, but if he does and he makes shots, the Clippers will be in trouble.
And big game, we saw the Rockets average 57.5 points on the road in the series so far, yet they only score 50 points at home. Their home struggles are being very well noted right now in the playoffs. How do they stop that from happening, winning their first home game tonight, possibly, in game 4?
Uh, um,
I can repeat that for you. How do
so
with
yeah,
the
some
with the
technical
Rockets?
difficulties going on here.
Yeah. We'll just give Jerry that one. With the issues the Rockets have been having at home, how do they avoid that from happening again here in Game 4?
Well, they're gonna need the 3 pointers to fall. They're uh, known for the 3 point shooting team. Russell Westbrook's 3 point, especially if he takes a lot like he has been. And they're going to need Russell Westbrook or James Harden to step up and have another great game.
And there's a good start. Kawhi Leonard, he hits a 3. And big game, we saw the Clippers score their highest amount of points on the road in this one. Oh, Russell Westbrook and one. They scored 62 points in Game 3. Well, the Rockets only scored 50. They're series low right now. So we'll see if this is a two-faced team in the Rockets. Kawhi can't hit there, though. The game remains tied at 3. Big game besides the two stars in Russell Westbrook and James Harden for the Rockets. How are they going to get the other guys involved, such as when we saw in game 2, it was Robert Covington, Eric Gordon, and even Jeff Green.
Well, the good thing about the Rockets is when you get Russell Westbrook or James Harden driving, they're great at passing the ball around. Sometimes, obviously, it gets a little isolated and they get into some ISOs quite often.
Covington can't hit there in the paint, blocked by Zubac. He had a good performance in game 3. Oh, Russell Westbrook goes for the bank, can't hit. But Kawhi finishes out the fast break. Big game. If you'd have to give the Rockets defense so far in this series a rating, what do you think it would be?
Um, uh, the Rockets rating you said defensively,
Hmm.
I'd give it a solid B, B flat. You know, in the first 2 games they played very well. They were able to outscore Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and they've had multiple turnovers here in this game so far. Um, eh, and with no center, they've had a couple of blocks as Kawhi Leonard breaks down the defense there and gets a jam. So they, in my opinion, they've got a B.
And then I'll ask you the same thing out of the Clippers.
The Clippers, you got to go to a C minus with having Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, along with Zubac, obviously, and Patrick Beverly. You know, those are some great defenders. And to allow the Rockets, Russell Westbrook to drive and have open lanes, James Harden get open shots, and obviously other Rockets to get offensive rebounds and things, it's just not acceptable.
Oh, and Kawhi Leonard's going to grab Covington going up there. Yeah, that's a great point there, big game. If the Clippers can keep the Rockets to that 50-point marker rather than 57.5 that they averaged on the road, that'd be a good goal for them going forward in the series, but it's very tough to hold down the Rockets unless they have a poor shooting performance. Oh, and Eric Gordon's now going to be on Kawhi Leonard. Easily blows past. Can't finish, though.
Can't finish. Eric Gordon open three now.
Can't give the Rockets a lead. Big game we saw, PG-13. He had the player of the game in game 3. And Kawhi Leonard also showed up well with 19 points, but what's it going to take for PG-13 to show up again? Oh, and Lou Williams falls down.
Oh. Russell Westbrook with another huge posterizer in the series. This time over Lou Williams throws it down. Westbrook attacking the rim early. And now Kawhi Leonard on the other end is fouled.
And we saw Russell Westbrook posterize Reggie Jackson earlier in the series after the huge brawl at halftime. Russell Westbrook wants this to end now. As you said earlier in the day, big game, Russell Westbrook hasn't been to the Western Conference Finals since Kevin Durant's here. So there's been some people questioning his legacy as one of the best point guards or even the best point guards in the league. So making the Western Conference Finals in his first year with Houston, that'd be a huge statement, especially beating this Clippers team and beating a good Nuggets team.
Yes, it would. It would be big for him, and it would be big for the Rockets if they can even end up in the finals. Obviously, struggling to get there recently.
Tough shot though by Reggie Jackson. He'll give the Clippers the lead. Here comes Gordon. Ooh, finishes through the contact. So far, we see that shooting percentage big game. How have the Rockets 5 more shots than the Clippers here? Is that concerning? Only up 1?
It is a little bit, and a lot of those extra possessions have come off the turnovers. Kawhi Leonard pull-up jumper there is good. And right at the start of the game, they had a couple steals off the Clippers and were able to finish.
Gordon trying to get through a pick and roll. He's going to give it to Carroll, who thinks he has a mismatch with Shamet. He's got to take the shot. No, he's going to pass it out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Can't hit. Big game. What's your reaction to Eric Gordon guarding Kawhi Leonard so far in game 4?
Well, it's pretty shocking as Leonard finishes again, driving in a 1.5 left on the clock in the first quarter. We'll see Eric Gordon not even throw up a shot. It's a very interesting matchup. I'm surprised they haven't switched it, but we'll see if they do decide to even double team Kawhi Leonard here to start the second quarter whenever Kawhi Leonard comes back into the game.
And we're back here in the second quarter. Clippers leading in Houston. Game 4 of the series. 16-13 is the score. We'll see if the Rockets bench can react so far to Kawhi Leonard's dominant first quarter. And there's a good start out of Houston. Here comes Reggie Jackson. Can't finish. Big game with this unit out for Houston right now. Where's the scoring going to come from other than Eric Gordon? And what kind of offensive possessions are you looking from their bench?
Well, obviously, all these guys can shoot the three ball very well. Austin Rivers, Ben McLemore, Damari Carroll, and Jeff Green, all pretty good 3-point shooters. So I think you'll see a lot of threes with this second unit. And Eric Gordon will lead the way as he's their leading scorer off the bench.
And what do you have to say about the evolution of Eric Gordon's career, going from the New Orleans Hornets at the time to the Clippers and his time with the Rockets now? His career is thought to have been over after his days in New Orleans, but he's really recovered well from injuries.
Yeah, he has. He's done a great job to stick around and journeyman. And now he's on a team that can potentially go to the Western Conference Finals.
Mismatch in the poster. Michael Green going to go up to a pick and roll with Reggie Jackson instead, though. Running out of time. Jackson will get it. And the Clippers have the lead, 18-17. And out of the timeout, about 4:03 left. Clippers up by 1. Big game. Do you think Lou Williams on James Harden here is the right move for the Clippers?
Yeah, it's a very interesting move again. Lou Williams, not known as a great defender. James Harden, obviously one of the better offensive players and dribblers in the league. Tough matchup there. I think you'll see the Rockets go to it a lot to start here. Oh, no, they switch it. It seems as Lou Will is on Russell Westbrook now.
Yes, and Patrick Beverly. I'm guessing Patrick Beverly and Lou Williams probably have the ability to switch back and forth between those two guards. Doc Rivers probably give him the green light on that. Lou Williams trying to get open. Russell Westbrook won't. Whoa, he does make that off the backboard. Nice shot there. Didn't seem like he had it over Westbrook, but he got it to go. And big game, something we haven't seen that we've seen from Westbrook every single game. He really hasn't shot the three ball much in game 4 so far. Are you surprised by this?
Yeah, he's been a lot more aggressive trying to get to the rim, which obviously I think fits his game better than shooting the threes. But I also think the Clippers have done a little bit better job guarding him on 3-point line, which is kind of surprising because Westbrook has struggled, but he's had a couple of games where he hits the three ball. So it is interesting.
Tucker throws it down, and the Rockets have the lead back. Patrick Beverly, though, wants an answer. He gets in the paint. He can't hit, and Tucker misses the rebound, but House is there. Here come the Rockets. Over to lob. Russell Westbrook one-handed over Lou Williams. What a finish. And they have a 3-point lead in this one.
And Westbrook playing well so far here in this game 4.
Oh, and
Lou
so is
Will,
Lou
oh,
Williams.
Tough shot over Westbrook there, hits it.
Rockets can't hit a three there. Clippers have a chance to react.
Ooh, Paul George. Oh, spin, no.
Oh, it's stolen by
Oh, it's
Harden,
stolen
and
by
great
Harden.
pass up ahead. Covington will make it. Nice shot there. And big game, this Rockets team right now, just they're playing a different play style than we're used to in that Nuggets series and in the first three games of this series. We know they're able to play out of the fast break, but not as many threes as usual out of them. So maybe they're saving that for the second half.
Westbrook again drives and finishes. Oh, a spin fadeaway there. Westbrook hits.
And with Russell Westbrook dominating the inside, I think you're going to see the Clippers, they're going to start letting him take those jumpers that we're talking about. He hasn't shot a mid-range much in this game unless it's a post move fadeaway like we just saw. It's going to be a lot of three-point shooting in the second half, I'd assume.
And Lou Will finishes again there.
Oh, and here comes Westbrook again. Can't hit. But here comes Westbrook again. Huge slam ahead, two-hand jam.
Russell Westbrook having a huge first half here for the Rockets. Oh, Paul George three. That's good. Big three there for George. Cuts the lead to 2. See the Rockets get extended before halftime here with about 10 seconds left.
Westbrook on fire. He's going to take his first three of the game. Can't hit, though. And that's the end of our first half. Westbrook leading the charge, and Houston Rockets lead this game going to halftime 29-27. As we start to head into our halftime show, that second quarter was owned by Russell Westbrook. That posterizing dunk awoke something that we've seen almost the whole playoffs out of him, and that is his inside scoring. You look at the field goal percentages, though, the Clippers shooting 55%, yet are losing this game, big game. How concerning is that for them?
Yeah, it's pretty concerning for the Clippers. I mean, you're shooting 11% better, and you just allowed Russell Westbrook to destroy and allow the Rockets to have this lead without Lou Will there. And that three by Paul George late the second quarter there for the Clippers, they would have been in huge trouble.
We're back here in Houston. Second half just getting on our way. Right now it's 29-27 Houston. And we haven't even seen much of James Harden yet for the Rockets. There's a lot of room for potential to make this a blowout if you're Houston, as the Rockets actually are not even winning the field goal percentage game, as they're down by 11% to the Clippers. And now even more after the miss. Big game if you're the Clippers. How are you going to handle the second half right now?
Well, you're going to get the ball into the hands of your two superstars. So Covington on three can't get to go. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard again need to make shots here.
Clippers can't answer, but Patrick Beverly gets a rebound. He'll hit. Good start out of the second half for Beverly after he really struggled defensively and offensively for the Clippers in the first half. And big game, you see the space Patrick Beverly giving Russell Westbrook. Would you say that's just about right in the second half with how he performed in the paint in the first half, or would you like to see him even give more space to him?
Well, yeah, you obviously don't want to give Russell Westbrook a wide open three, which I think what they're trying to avoid. But you'd like to see, and Pat Bev, is a defender who can get turnovers if he needs to, and no, it turns it over right there.
Covington gets the rebound after he misses. There's a three, can hit. And the Rockets starting to slow down. They are 0 for 5 to start this half. Yet, we haven't seen the Clippers do much of anything. Oh, but
Oh, a
then.
lob! Oh, Kawhi, Kawhi Leonard.
And
I'm up by
Kawhi,
the Rockets. Wow, what a slam!
and Kawhi Leonard, he really wants this game as he knows he has something to prove after winning a ring last season with the Raptors. And he signs with the Clippers. Supposed to be an even better team for sure than the Raptors. And they're down 2-1 to this Rockets team, so he's looking to make a huge comeback down 2-0 in the series. Oh, James Harden, step back three, it's good.
Oh, deep back there by Harden, and he drills it.
And big game, James Harden and Kawhi Leonard should be the matchup we look at as the bench units are in. We've talked about this between the two coaches. They've gone back and forth with Westbrook being in with the bench, Harden being in with the bench, or Kawhi or PG-13 in with the bench. And James Harden right now, he's trying to prove something as well. He might have 6 straight points for the Rockets if he can convert on the free throw. He does.
Yeah, taking over here in this third quarter. Clippers gonna need some scores here to stay in this game. Otherwise, James Harden could single-handedly take it over himself.
Oh, they try and get the double, but it's way too late as Kawhi scores. He is 7 for 9 in the game. He just needs help from his other star on his team, PG-13. And another matchup we really don't know why the Clippers haven't taken advantage of. Montrezl Harrell on Jeff Green. Jeff Green has not played bad defense on him, and they just don't seem interested in the matchup at all. But here comes Kawhi for the tie. They get it.
Well, and we talked about this too in game three. Harrell only had one bucket, and that bucket was on when he got it down low. He made a nice post move and slammed it over Jeff Green. But we have not seen them utilize that mismatch so far in the series.
And that's a great shot and answer by McLemore. So he hits the three. Ooh, Leonard will go to the line, and this is just back and forth action between Leonard and Harden. And Kawhi will convert at the line. Back to a 1-point game. And big game with how this game's gone so far. That run at the start of the fourth quarter is going to be very key. Another and one by Westbrook.
Yeah, yes, it
I
will.
mean, by
When the
Harden,
benches
sorry.
come in, when the benches come in, that is really going to be the determining factor in how this game goes. Is yes, again, James Harden finished there and one, and him and Kawhi Leonard really the only two people scoring here in this third quarter, going back and forth. Leonard on a fadeaway, no good.
And another, it's going to be Westbrook. And Harden does it again. Wow, he's taking over the third quarter. And this is the last thing you want if you're the Clippers. It's going to be Westbrook against PG-13 to start the fourth quarter, along with the bench unit, as you said. And right now, Westbrook he dominated the first half. So the Clippers season might rest in that 3-minute period with Paul George bringing them back into the game if this deficit remains, or even at least keeping them within shooting distance. Oh, deep three. And the Rockets have a chance to extend this to an 8-point game. Gordon looking for Harden. He is wide open. Another three by
Oh
Harden.
man. And it's a
This is
9 point lead. James Harden is a James Harden that you've seen the past couple of years, MVP type James Harden has come alive in this third quarter and opened up a lead for the Rockets at home in game 4, trying to send the Clippers home.
and big game. We saw basically no offensive production out of him in the first half. Oh, Kawhi hits a tough fadeaway though. He's trying to keep the Clippers in shooting distance. Harden now has that step back three, 2 and 1s, and then hits another three. Unbelievable third quarter. We might even see him start out in the fourth if necessary if you're Houston. Oh, we'll see who this is off of. Rockets ball, 5.4 seconds. Should be in the hands of James Harden. Might have a chance for a three. Patrick Beverley in his face. Can hit. 46-39 is your score going into the fourth quarter. Rockets looking to win the series 3-1 if they can hang on here in Houston. Big game. Mike D'Antoni's got a lot of teams to the Western Conference Finals in the Phoenix Suns in the mid 2000s and the Houston Rockets here in the late 2010s. What's he telling his team right now with a 7-point lead going into the fourth?
Well, obviously, keep it in the hands of your two superstars and ride the hot hand of James Harden. It's Robert doing D'Antoni known as letting his superstars do whatever they want. I think you'll see that if you're the Clippers. This is a huge run now. Lou Williams three drains it. Big shot there by Lou Williams. And Lou Williams, Paul George, going to be the exact same to the Clippers with no Kawhi Leonard out there. Going to have to score the bucket.
And if Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell can step up and be the 6th man of the year candidates that they have been, oh, Harden, another basket. Unbelievable performance out of him in the second half. If the Clippers want to win this game, it's got to be from those two. Montrezl Harrell or Lou Williams got to support PG-13 right now in these next 3 to 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. Here comes Paul George for three. Can't hit.
Oh, tough shot there by Covington.
Eric Gordon now has guarded Kawhi Leonard, and he's on Paul George here. Holding him down. He's going to have to take a fadeaway. It's good, though. Good
Oh,
defense,
what a shot
but better
there by Paul
offense.
George. Fade away. Here comes Harden. Oh, another step back. Oh, he doesn't take it.
Wow,
On a
great
shot clock
defense by
violation.
Paul
Great
George.
defense. Great defense there by the Clippers. Oh, tough shot there by George. Got blocked.
Oh, but Russell Westbrook will score in the paint. 6-point lead for the Rockets. We're going to see a very good finish here in Houston. Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi
Oh, nice
Leonard.
spin move. Oh, he almost looked like he was
A
going to
nice finish.
posterize James Harden, but he'll finish. And he's got
Could have been a possible
25
and
points,
one
big
there.
game.
Yeah, he's gonna need to keep scoring. Kawhi Leonard's gonna need buckets here late if he wants to try and tie this game up.
Oh, it's stolen. Bad mistake there. If you're the Rockets, Kawhi Leonard looking to extend his playoff high, possibly, but Paul George from Kawhi Leonard, and this is a great combination between these two in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Paul George drains the mid-range jumper there. Two-man game between. Oh, as Westbrook puts up a three, no good. Clippers looking to tie or take the lead here.
Into the corner. Oh, he was tempted for three. This is a big possession if you're the Clippers to either tie the game or take the lead. They're looking for Kawhi in the post. Can't get it there. Morris, whoa,
Oh,
wide open
Morris,
for
wide open
three.
three. No
But
good. Zubac
Zubac
offensive rebound. Oh, and
stolen.
he's stripped by Westbrook. He's stripped by Westbrook. And here come the Rockets. A great play there by Russell Westbrook. And here comes Eric Gordon, lays it back in. Oh, finally an offensive rebound there for the Clippers with Zubac, but he gets stripped on the way back up by Westbrook, and it turns into a score for the Rockets.
But Paul George answers. Rockets timeout. Big game under 2 minutes. What's Mike D'Antoni thinking with this timeout?
Well, set up a play for James Harden, Russ Westbrook, or have a pick and roll, or get him in a mismatch. He's going to try and get one of those to a good shot here.
And I know we're showing our player of the game right now, James Harden. Even if they lose this game, this second half performance has been unbelievable. And if the Clippers end up winning this game, it's got to be Kawhi Leonard, as he's been matching every blow James Harden's had. And there's still room for Russell Westbrook to get in there if he could close out this game for player of the game. But we'll see if James Harden can finish. He can't. 150 to go. Clippers have a chance to tie up the game or take the lead. Whoa, and
Going to foul. Paul George, chance to tie it here. First free throw's good. That's the lead to one. And this game is tied up with 1:45 left at 52 apiece. The question is now which superstar is going to make more shots down the stretch. Oh,
and
Harden drains a
James
three.
Harden. Wow. Best game of the playoffs so far. This is the MVP Harden Rockets fans have been waiting for, and his team's given him the opportunity to save this performance for Game 4. Double screen. Paul George takes a mid-range. Can't hit. Big game. Probably biggest offensive possession for the Rockets. And Harden blocked by
Harden. Oh, it's
PG.
blocked. But it's off. PG. Rockets will maintain the ball here.
And this defensive possession easily could determine the Clippers' season if they're not careful on defense. Russell Westbrook trying to get open the paint. It'll go to Covington. Harden's probably going to let the shot clock go down until he can get a shot. Under 5. He takes a deep three. Oh my goodness.
He hits again. James Harden absolutely on fire. The man cannot be stopped here. And the Clippers now in some deep trouble. Need a score here.
This might be one of the best halves of someone we've seen so far in the playoffs. James Harden has just taken over this game. But Paul George going to go to the line. Not a bad play there for your Clippers fan, as they'll stop the clock. He's got to make both of these, though.
Now, obviously, I think we know who the where the ball's going to be here. James Harden is going to take this shot.
PG-13, good defense, but a Euro step. He scores again. And the Clippers got to answer quickly. They're running low on time. Oh, they're going to use their last timeout. That might be a mistake by Doc Rivers. Big game, what do you have to say about this performance on James Harden? It's just been breathtaking.
It's incredible. Yeah, he's just taking over this game in the second half, and single-handedly carried the Rockets, and has them up here with a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals.
PG-13 trying to get open. Big game. Not the shot you want. Why is the ball not in Kawhi Leonard's hands in the last 2 minutes of this game? He had more than 25 points in those first 3 quarters. Just really surprising, the move by the Clippers here. That might cost them a series. And that should do it. All the series are going to end tonight in 4 games out of nowhere. Big game. How surprised are you by this? All 4 of them end in 4 in the semifinals.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking. You figured a few of these games would go to 5. Obviously, you got 2 underdog teams facing off against the 1 seeds, the 6 seed Rockets and the 7 seed Brooklyn Nets.
That's going to be our final here in Game 4. Houston Rockets advance to the Western Conference Finals. 62-54 is your final. And we're going to move into our post-game show with our box score. We'll start actually with the Clippers side. You look at this performance by Kawhi Leonard, I don't think you can ask for anything better. He held the Clippers in that game. They could have easily gone down by 10 to 15 points in that third quarter when James Harden went off. But he shoots 10 of 13 in the game. Paul George even shows up in that fourth quarter. He wasn't shooting the best, but that last 2 minutes, it really cost them. Paul George kind of fell apart. And anything else to say on this Clippers very disappointing end to their season?
Well, you can't ask much more out of Kawhi Leonard, and obviously Paul George shot pretty poor at 4-11, but still poured in 13 points. And Lou Williams, I mean, their top 3 scorers did what they should have, but their defense in the second half couldn't stop James Harden, and obviously James Harden is sending the Clippers packing.
And we're going to go over the Rockets. Wow. If you watch that second half, if you watch that first half even, you're probably thinking, well, James Harden's not really had a good game here. Maybe he can at least score 10 to 15 to give the Rockets a chance to win the game. No, he scored 26 points in this game. Just an absolute huge second half. Russell Westbrook carried them in the first half, and he wasn't really needed in that second half, which he's been carrying them the whole playoffs. So this was pretty good relief out for him. Anything else for the Houston Rockets advancing to the Western Conference Finals? Big game.
No, obviously, as you saw with the Clippers, you see that with the Rockets. Their big 2 of Harden and Westbrook do what they could, especially James Harden, and then their third leading scorer, Eric Gordon, poured in points too, and that was all they needed. Was that James Harden second half, and he just controlled the game, took over the game, and that was that.
And the Rockets really silenced the narrative of let's see both LA teams play. All these former players all getting ready for the big matchup of the LA teams. No, the Rockets silenced those media hopes and former players, and they win the series 3-1. 62-54 is the final here in Houston, and the Rockets win their first home game of the playoffs. Now 1-3 overall. They're not going to have home field advantage though against the Lakers, as we'll see if they can continue their road success. Thank you all for joining us, and the conference finals in the West and the East will begin Friday or Saturday this week. Thank you.